Hi Pirates! In these videos I'm going to show you how to finish your flower clay projects. I'm going to be using watercolors. These don't look like the watercolors that you're used to, but they're watercolors. I'm going to be using acrylic paints. I'm going to be using wood finish or wood stain. I'm going to be using polyurethane spray, which is a gloss finish. I'm going to be using I'm going to be using heat, both with the blowtorch and with the oven. And hopefully all of these examples will give you some inspiration as far as how you want to finish off your flower clay projects. The first technique I'm going to show you is a dual color acrylic paint. Acrylics are paints that come in many forms. I use Liquitex. If you don't have acrylic paints, that's okay. I'm just showing you some options. We're going to start with a dark green acrylic paint. And I'm going to dab the paint into the project. And I'm not being too careful about it, but with any paint, when you're finished, you want to close the lid so it doesn't dry out. With the acrylic paint into the design of the project, I'm going to take a wet or a damp sponge and really push that paint into the design. You want to get that dark green really pushed in. And the key is trying to get all the portions of your design that look like they are buff colored, where the clay or the dough color is, pushed in with the green. Now I am working with a small bowl of water, and it's always good to set up your workspace. I'm working on an old Amazon cardboard box, so I'm not staining anything. Now with this design, once I've cleaned the sponge out, I'm going to give it a good wipe. And what that allows is that the dark green stays in the crevices. And you bring out the color of the clay. Okay? Now the second step to this process, cleaning out your paint out of the sponge. I'm making quite a mess, but I really don't care because I am working on cardboard and that can just be thrown away. Or no, I'm sorry, that can be recycled. You've got to think green. Okay, if I was doing this the way I would really like to do it, I would like to have this green paint completely dry. But I'm in a hurry for the video, so I'm going to take this very vibrant, almost a yellow green, and put it on my cleaned out sponge. Just dab it on, just like that. And then I'm just going to dab it over the top of my green design. Now the next time I wipe it off, I don't want to wipe too hard because I don't want to wipe off all the light green, but I need to get some of the detail back. So basically I have a dark green and a very light lime green, and this example is more of an abstract piece, but that's how we use acrylic paint. For the next demonstration, I'm going to use watercolor. I'm going to push the color into the pushed in design, and then again use the sponge to wipe off the top portion. So I'm mixing a dark blue and a fairly dark brown together, and I'm going to put that into the design of my clay. And the same thing happens with the watercolor as with the acrylic paint. When you push the colors into the incised design, whether it be abstract or like this one, this is a pirate symbol, kind of like read the high school pirates, arr. I'm brushing that watercolor all the way around, but more importantly making sure it's in all of the incised designs. Okay, it doesn't look like much right now. I'm going to take the same sponge technique that we did with the acrylic paint. I'm going to take a wet sponge and wipe. And that way it brings out the design with the desired color that you want. Like I said, I went with a dark blue and a brown mixed together. My watercolor set was out of black. That's the reason I'm using this color. And if you want to make sure that the background is wiped off a little more clean, you can do that. And that's the end result. That's the watercolor white.